Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security, and I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, so QQQ right here, and just to get a feel what the market is actually doing, we have this kind of move down, sideways move, and I thought we were going to move down and get all the way down to this 250 range. Hasn't quite gotten there yet. Doesn't mean we're going to shoot back up. We could get sideways chop, could move back down, or we could move back up, right? Three possibilities. But what our job is really not to predict what the market's going to do, but to see what's holding up well so we can find hopefully the next great leader, right? So I have 18 stocks today, and let's go through them. First one is going to be Datadog. Datadog, big run up, right, from about 30, ran all the way up to almost 100, kind of pulled back, very small pullback, low volume. Would love to see this get back above 98 or so, and I think this is very viable. Next up is Carrier Global, a fairly new IPO. Ran up pretty quickly and now moved sideways. Very tight consolidation here. This one looks great. After this one, we have StoneCo. Y'all probably familiar with this one, but just recently kind of ran up. We'll call this May 14th or so area. The bottom ran up and has just been consolidating really nicely, more sideways with a slight uptrend. I like StoneCo with this consolidation. Next up is Fiverr International. You see it ran up from, was about $21 all the way up to $120 and now moved sideways. It seems like it's starting to move higher, but very low volume. So this may be more of a false breakout. But I think the way it gave almost nothing back is something to watch. Next up is Fake Meat, Beyond Meat. Again, big run up from 50 to 165-ish. Pulled back with a very narrow pullback. If you see here, very low volume on these pullbacks, right? Very, very low volume. And now we're coming back up to try to test this area. If it gets above 160-ish, I think Beyond Meat could move much higher. All right, so FSLY, again, from $11 to $100, $104, very big run up. And then is moving sideways very nicely. A little false breakout right there, but I didn't even give all that much back. I'm just consolidating nicely. If we can get back above, or if it can get back above, roughly $100, I think FSLY can move much, much higher. Next up is going to be Snap. It was an $8 stock, moved all the way up to $26. Now it kind of consolidated, gave just a little bit back, nothing crazy. Held the 65-day EMA, and now it's back near all-time highs. It's all-time highs, almost all-time highs. We'll call it the IPO high. So, I think Snap has a potential with a breakout here above 26. I think that looks pretty good. AVLR, which is computer software, moved from 56 to 140. And then this little tight consolidation, it's moved back from the top to the bottom, roughly not 20% pullback, very normal. And now it's trying to get back above there. So, if, we break this downtrend line, that would definitely be a spot that, a potential buy spot, or even above this 140-ish level. I like that a lot. Next up is Bill.com. Bill.com ran from $29.75 all the way up to, even if we use this as the high, or even this is the high, $100 we'll call it. And then kind of just move sideways, right? Very sideways movement, consolidating nicely. So if we get back above $100 or so, I think Bill.com looks pretty good. DraftKings, big run up, sideways movement. It broke out already and now just kind of consolidated a little bit. So I think it gives another potential buy point. This was obviously one. And I actually did buy in this bar right here. But now I think it's giving you another opportunity for another entry. So I think DraftKings looks pretty good. Next up will be, Guardian Health. Guardian Health, I mean, just a gigantic base, right? This is from 2019. And this area right here, we'll call it 102-ish, it's had issues around this area, and now it's breaking out. It closed at all-time highs. Yeah, closed at all-time highs, and I think Guardian Health can move much, much higher. Cloudflare, had the IPO, ran up from the low of 16 all the way up to 43, and then but really consolidated. You can say it's 16 to this 30, 38 or so, but just kind of chopped around in here. If it can get above 40 and a half, I think Cloudflare could potentially go much higher. Next up is SOVA, solar panel company, I believe. So yeah, you had this prior high here, but really I'm looking, it was a $6.50 stock, ran all the way to 30. Really shallow pullback, looks real good if it could get over that. ROKU, gigantic base, very similar to Guardian Health, came back, broke out, little retest, very viable at this position, great risk reward. C Limited, $40 stock, runs up to 160, but a little sideways movement here, gets back to above 160-ish. I think it looks really good. I put so on there twice. We'll just keep going. So there's 17 stocks, not 18. All right, so we have TWST Bioscience, $20 stock, went up to $72. But again, this has been very just consolidation looking, trying to break out, lower volume, so may not be the real deal yet, but definitely one to watch. And my last one will be Zscaler. This was a $36 stock, ran all the way up to 140, just really tight consolidation. So it's another one I'd look for. Again, we did 17 stocks in about 8 minutes. Take a look at these charts and make the trade your own, but I really do like these. Good luck trading this week. Take care.